G'day guys and welcome to Trader Talk number 5. We're here today and we're talking about overtrading versus undertrading. If undertrading is even a word, I'm not too sure, but that's the one we'll use for today anyway. So let's just talk about why this has even come up. Now it's quite an interesting thing. You always see when traders begin out, they're like, oh, I'm overtrading, oh, I'm undertrading. And you know, I think a lot of people out there think it's overtrading that is actually the killer to somebody making progress in trading. So we're going to sort of look at them from a more neutral point of view. Obviously I've got my own personal biases that will obviously be shared within it, but we'll look at the areas of each of them and how you can tackle them and yeah, make sure that you're not falling into one or the other. You're looking at it from a more balanced perspective. So first, let's look at overtrading. So what you always want to do is ask yourself, what is actually causing you to overtrade? You know, are you seeing too many trades in the market? Do you not know the difference between a good and a bad trade and you're just taking everything that potentially might meet your strategy or criteria? Do you not actually know the strategy? Are the rules of your strategy too broad and that it's giving you too many signals? Are you suffering from FOMO? Are you jumping into things and getting involved in trades that you probably shouldn't be? And are you just trading out of boredom? Now these are a whole list of different types of reasons why somebody might overtrade. But in my opinion, one of the biggest things with overtrading, especially if you do have a strategy that has some, I guess, fundamental meaning and it actually has an edge, is the idea that overtrading can actually give you the most amount of data to work with, which you can then strip apart and see what's working and what's not and narrow your focus down. Now that's something you're not going to get with undertrading, where you're going to have no data at all. And obviously that all depends on too, you need to have, if you're overtrading, you need to be doing it in a way where you know you're managing your risk appropriately, because ideally if you do in the early stages or even at any point of your trading journey, if you do go through a stage of overtrading, you don't want your risk to have torn apart your account before you have a chance to assess what's working and what's not, go through the data and find out where your edge actually lies. So moving on now to undertrading, and some of the causes of people undertrading can be, you know, the fear of pulling the trigger, fear of actually putting the trade on, fear of losing money. And if somebody says a fear of losing money, I would then ask you, is it the fear of losing money that's stopping you, or is it the fact that maybe you're trading an account that's too large? You know, are you risking too much percentage? You know, are you risking 5% on the trade, 2% on the trade, 3% on the trade, where maybe you should only be risking 1 or 0.5% per trade? And are you also trading with money you can't really afford to lose? Then also too, it's, do you not know the strategy? Have you not done enough work? Do you not thoroughly understand it enough to be able to say, that's an entry, I'm going to pull the trigger? Are you being too much of a perfectionist? Now I think this one represents a lot. I think a lot of people misinterpret the idea of waiting for the perfect setup to them actually just being a perfectionist and going to the market with perfectionist tendencies. And what that will basically bring out in you is the idea that, oh, I'm very selective, I only take the best trades, when in reality, you know, you probably aren't. Like, you're probably deluding yourself and you're thinking this is what you're doing, but in reality, if you actually strip apart your results, you probably find it's a lot of perfectionist tendencies that are coming through, and you're just basically telling yourself something else to make yourself feel better, when the real issue is something that you need to fix around that particular thing. And then the last one for this particular example is, do you question yourself around your analysis and suffer from analysis paralysis and just fail to pull the trigger? With those being some of the sides of the equation, you can see that many people might fall into one or the other, whereas at the end of the day, you really want to be very balanced. You want to be understanding that you're taking enough trades to collect the data and to learn all about your processes and about your strategy and everything like that, but then you don't want to be reckless to like blow your account and have the fear of losing money and or that side of the thing as well. So it's a bit of a balancing act, and it takes a bit of self-awareness to be able to see yourself from a neutral point of view from either side. I think many people are on the path of delusion, that they're saying to themselves that, you know, this trade was, you know, I just get a lot of signals, when in reality you don't understand your strategy, you don't understand where your edge actually is or what your edge is. And then on the other side too, you got the perfectionist people, and they just think that, oh, I'm in the business of capital preservation. Yeah, you're also in the business of making money, mate. Like you fucking, what, are you going to take 6 months of making no trades before you put on the trade because you're waiting for the perfect setup, and then that loses, and then what does that do for the confidence? At the end of the day, you know, in any part of the journey, data is going to keep you moving along towards your goal of being a consistently profitable trader, and I don't think you can achieve that by taking one trade every 2 months. Obviously that's an extreme example, but I think you totally understand what I'm saying. So that's my 2 cents on this particular topic. If anything, I would rather somebody control their risk and be overtrading. That way we have at least enough data to be able to work out what they actually know, where they're actually seeing the market and what they're doing, than if you've got somebody who's got the perfect strategy but there's never a trade. Because at the end of the day too, you've got to look at the potential drawdown of any account, and regardless of your win rate, you can still have a lot of losses in a row. And that person who has this perfect strategy, if they receive 10 losses straight off the bat in a row, what's it going to do for their confidence? Are they still going to want to get up tomorrow and click the mouse again? So that's it for today. Hope you've enjoyed this one. It's a pretty cool one. I like the idea of trying to debunk this myth of overtrading and undertrading. So hopefully you've got some value out of it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks guys.